let me in. So we're live on this one.
Yay.
But not live on Facebook yet.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. We're live. Let's go.
Yay. Okay. Today on the Joanna and Becky Show, we're going to talk about raising $1.4 million in 90 days for large multifamily properties. And then we're going to talk about how to do a 6-figure flip. Yay. I can't wait to dive into that subject. And then we're going to talk about how to make your real estate limitless, how you for real ditch the bank.
Oh my God.
I'm excited to be here with Joanna today. I'm so excited that she decided to start doing these on Sundays so that we have space and time to get people's questions answered.
I love it. I think we're all set up here. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all coming. I know quite a few of you said that you wanted to be a part of this so that you can learn how to raise capital for your deal. So I'm just checking to make sure you're all here and that you can see me live. Type in the comments, please, and let me know that you can see and hear us. That would be amazing. Dun, 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 because I don't see it in the... Of course, Facebook doesn't show me any of my stuff. Do you see us, Becky? Do you see us in the thing?
I do. I do see us in the thing. So we are good to go. At least. Yes.
I love it. Okay, cool. So a couple things that I want to touch on is a lot of you asked me how I raised 1.4 million in 90 days and how I've acquired 134 doors in 12 months. And I've been living off of real estate for 25 years. So I want to make sure you guys understand the nuances that go into this. We're going to talk about some kind of high level stuff. So if your brand's making new, hang on to your britches. If you've done a few properties, you'll probably get it and go, shit, that's exactly, excuse my language, that's exactly what I'm talking about, trying to figure out, right? And I know this because I've spoken to so many of you. Like, we have almost 2,000 people that are here trying to get this data. And I've spoken to each and every one of you coming into the group, learning and wanting to know exactly what you need from us. And so we created this Sunday service to make sure that we are serving you inside of this group. And if you're not speaking up, telling us what you need, we had somebody immediately speak up and say, I have a 6-plex for sale. Who here would like a 6-plex? And let me give you a way, right? Let me give you a way to acquire that. Let me give you a way to sell that. We have an investor list that you can list your properties to, some haves, wants, and needs inside of the group so that you can get what you need. And then today we are focused on, let me just back up. Today we're focused on raising capital, but the past couple of services were about your money. Like, we're like 100 days to Christmas, talking about money, how you can make money, how you can keep more of the money that you make, things that you should do by the end of the year to maximize your taxes, your growth, your stability as an investor, as a human on this planet, because everything's changed over the last few years. And some of you are looking for side hustles, and you're looking to real estate. Real estate is a long play. It's not necessarily a today play, right? So we have other things that you can plug into for today's stuff. And then type in the comments what you have as a have, wants, and needs. And I don't know why, but I can still not see anything inside of the group. So I can't see the chat. I'll have to circle back to y'all.
I see Miss Adana, and she says she can see and hear. So hi, Adana. Yeah.
I'm going to leave it at that then. I'm going to leave you to the chat then. Okay. How's that?
I'm all over it.
Good. All right. So first and foremost, Becky, I love you. And the lipstick and the earrings are perfect. I just don't understand the sweater. What's up with the sweater?
Oh, well, thanks for asking. This is in honor of my dad. So this is his sweater. He passed away.
A little extra.
Yeah. I love this sweater. It feels like a hug. My dad actually passed away in 2022, and I was thinking a lot about what I wanted to kind of hit on in this Sunday service. And it was like, have you gotten into real estate investing yet? And if you haven't started, like, I really want you to think about why you haven't, and why you should or shouldn't. And I say that because we did 8 hours of recordings of video for my dad whenever we knew, right? We knew he was going to pass away. So I'm like, I want all his stories so that I can pass it on to his grandbabies, right? And so the hard drive like fell on the floor and I lost all the footage. But the one thing that I remember that he said was, if you guys learn to do nothing else in this world, please get good at your financial stuff. Like, learn finance. That's my wisdom to pass on to you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take this seriously. And it's not going to be just about me learning financial wisdom. It's going to be about everybody that I know. I'm going to teach financial wisdom, right? And so to me, financial literacy and wisdom is, fast forward 3 years later, his widow, my stepmom, is on Social Security and barely making it. They lost their house. There was no financial plan set up in any way, shape, or form. He died at 67. It wasn't expected. All of these things matter. And this is such a common story that if he would have just gotten 2 or 3 real estate properties and worked to pay them off, when's the best time to start doing that? Well, 20 years ago. But when's the best time if you didn't do it 20 years ago? It's right now, because that creates a residual income. What if he would have done that? He was a mechanic by nature. He could he could build a house from ground up. He could have done that on the side, working his blue collar job. You know what I mean? Like, and now his widow would have a residual income in addition to Social Security. This is such a common story that everybody should take this so seriously, because it causes so much financial ruin when people aren't taking finance seriously. So I'm glad you're here. It's been long enough. I processed enough. This is my dad's cup. He was like an owl freak. And so I just keep thinking about him a lot this month. And so I just wanted to tell you guys how I was feeling about that. And I'm so glad that you asked that story. So
Yeah,
yay.
absolutely. I mean, just hello. I just lost everything. Everything went black.
Oh,
Oh,
well, you're
weird.
still here.
I'm like freaking out. I'm so glad you shared that. And most of you all know that my story began with my landlord back in my 20s. I know it was like yesterday, right? Back in my 20s, that she sold off some of her inventory because she had a stroke. And why these stories are important to know is because a lot of people I've spoken to, like, oh, it's okay, I'm just going to work till I die. Well, what if you didn't, and you're in the crosshairs of being able to work and death, like you're stuck, right? What passive income, and that's like a detrimental thing to come across, and I don't wish that on anybody, but even just regular life, you should be banging out as much earned income as you have and putting it into passive real estate, putting it into an asset that will give you passive money. No longer is passive income a luxury. A lot of people, one of my students, she closed on her first property in 90 days. She came to me, she's like, thank you so much for like turning my head around, because I always thought it was for the wealthy, for other people. And it's for everyone. If you want it, you can have it, right?
Yes. And
And
there's plenty of private money and ditch the bank ways to do things. You just got to go find people and connect with them, right? That's a big part of this.
yeah, that's a big part of this. And some people are like, yeah, well, that's easy for you, Joanna, because no, actually it's not. It's not easier for anyone. It is easy for everyone. Take that and chew on it. Let me say that again. It is easy for everyone. Nobody has a special. Everyone has to build to be that great, to be that level, to be that much, to have that much. Nobody is born, knowing everything. So you have to build up to it. Okay. And some people feel that this is what I get a lot of the most. And you guys type your questions in the comments and Becky will recite them for us. And we'll answer all your questions you have around raising capital and getting in started in real estate, or any money questions. And I know, who was it? She has a sixplex. I said, type your comments in here. She's like, well, I have a sixplex for sale. I'm like, let's go. Let's tell everybody so that you can have it. That's so crazy. My own Facebook group doesn't even tell me that I have anything.
That you're live. Yeah. So
drives me crazy. But I wanted to say that there is a system. There is a way. We teach ditch the bank real estate investing because you shouldn't rely on the bank alone. Can you do it? Sure. There's so many other ways that you can do it. We also focus on money, which again, we are in the 100 days to Christmas, ways to keep more of the money, make money, get the money for your next real estate deal. One of my students just posted, she's got her, third one? And she's in the middle of her fourth flip right now. She has a third one listed. She just completed it. And this is a gal that came to me with disbelief in her eyes. She's like, there's no effing way I'm going to do this without money. I've been saving up for a long time to do this, Joanna. And I'm like, yeah, well, keep it there. You don't need to use your money. And you shouldn't use your money. And so she jumped in to the Retire Mastermind with faith that it was possible. And she bantered me a few times of, I just don't see how this unicorn lender is going to show up. This money's going to fall out of thin air or this whatever. And she would just always come to the call with this. And my program is to get your first property in 90 days or less. And it was just past the 90 days. And she'd been following the steps, and she gets on a call with me. And she's like, it's 90 days and I didn't get my first property. I mean, I'm exaggerating here, but she had tears in her eyes that I really needed this to work, Joanna. And I'm a single mom with kids. I work as a waitress and I really needed this to work. And so I walked her through it. What have you been doing? What's, the process? Where are you at? Who have you called? What properties you're looking at? The very next month, not even a month later, 3 weeks. Joanna, I got my first property. I found my unicorn lender. They exist.
Yay.
Oh my God. And now she's on her fourth flip, y'all. Her fourth flip. If you could make her first one was a $63,000 check. Her second one was $106,000. Her third one just got listed. Now she's on her fourth. So who could use that kind of cash in their pocket?
All day long. That's why we do this.
Right? And this is what I call ditch the bank real estate investing, because she didn't need the bank for this. She didn't have to go qualify. She didn't have to meet their demands. How many of you would like to ditch the bank, right? Go ahead and put in the comments how you feel about that so that we can give you that information back. Oh my goodness. If it goes black one more time, I'm going to freak out. You might have to take it.
Nothing's stopping though. That's the thing, is I can hear you just fine. It's not blacking out on my side.
Okay.
So you can just, even the camera's still going.
Okay, good. Well, that's kind of weird
it's
too.
My dad messing with you is what it is. He likes to pick on people. So
yeah. Could you have a chat with him? Huh?
Yeah, for sure.
He's freaking me out.
All right, let's dive into the subject. The raising the 1.4 million in 90 days for a large multifamily. I want some details. What does that all mean? What raising 1.4 million?
Yes. So I want to start with that, but I also want to hear from everyone in the comments. If you're live here, hit us #live. You know the drill. And if you're hitting the replay, hit #replay so that we know to follow up with you or know that you're listening. It supports that.
Jessica Torres and a Joanna.
Nice.
Joanna Torres. Oh, wait. Thompson. Joanna Thompson. I was
Nice.
like, going to say Joanna Wright. Anyways, Joanna
Oh, wait,
Thompson.
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to start with that because if you could raise 1.4 million in 90 days, like, why wouldn't you? Number one. Number two is you don't have to limit yourself to multifamily. It just happens to be the asset that I was raising for. I've been living off of real estate for 25 years, and I did wholesale. If I hadn't known then what I know now, I wouldn't have even bothered with wholesaling. I'd have gone straight to either flipping and holding, and no money out of pocket, because I could do that in my sleep now. This is what I teach my students to do. So, how do you get private money lenders on your flips so that you don't have to come any money out of pocket? And there's plenty of it out there. We're going to go over that. Ask me what questions you have around that. And then also, and large multifamily, how do you get a part of that? Number one, how do you know how to raise for it? What's the difference between 506B, 506C? There's so much that goes around it. And the bottom line, if you take nothing away from any of this, it's networking. It's networking. That's really the secret sauce. It's networking, but how you do it and how you present yourself, your credibility, the script that you say, your little elevator pitch, we all call it from back in the day, right?
I have a question.
Yeah.
If I'm working with you and you're coaching me, can I borrow your credibility?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Keep going.
Yes. And that is part of a large part of how my students are successful is leveraging me. So I appreciate you saying that. But you can only leverage me if you're one of my students. Let's just
right
here. Okay.
Did you hear that? Because I really want you to understand this.
Yeah.
You go find the private money lenders because they're out there. Remember, they're not unicorns. They want to make money. You go find the person, the deal, you couple Joanna in the deal, and then they'll say yes because you're borrowing her credibility. I want you to understand how powerful that is, that there's nothing to stop you.
Nothing.
Because of that. So, okay, keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, a couple of points that I want to make that, again, if you are one of my students, there is a lot of leverage. One of my students was looking at a 40 unit, and I can't remember. The other one was it was 3 digits. I can't remember how much it was, but she just and I'm like, okay, we're going to call the broker right now. And I gave her the script that she needed to approach it with confidence. And she's like, but I go, you need to remember, you're not the only one. You can't shoulder all of the responsibility on a large multifamily. You have to play team. And so the more y'all can get that, the easier it gets. Number one. Number two is, why wouldn't you play team? It's easier to, delegate. You do this side and you do this side. It's just easier that way. And it's expected. It's expected in large multifamily. Brokers are looking to hear that you belong with a team, a group. Here's my firm, however you want to position it. And we're looking to take down, this type of property in this area. We need to close by the end of the year. What do you got? So we put that urgency on it, and we put that credibility forward. So the broker is going, let's go. I've got this, and this. If not this one, then, let's figure something else out for you. Because you know what? They want to make a commission for Christmas. They're going to work their buns off for you to go get it. And again, whether you're in single family or multifamily, it works both ways. Okay. Put the realtor to work if you're going to do that. If you're going to do off market, single family is easier with off market. Multifamily is easier with leveraging the broker. So I'll just leave that finding part there. But raising capital is one of I guess I've been doing it all along, if you want to say, if you want to label it raising capital. But literally, I'm like, hey, here I have this deal. And I'm talking to people all the time about, which is why we talk about money too, is because the more we talk about money, people are like, hey, well, I have, 25,000. I have 100,000. I have 250. I just got on Tuesday. What do I do with it, Joanna? I've even had people say, Joanna, do you have a real estate deal I can put this into, because my 401k is not performing. It got whacked. I've lost like $100,000 on it. I want to take it out of there and put it in something tangible that will grow, so I'm not worried about it. And that's happened to quite a few people. There's pensions that are being gambled off, and so people aren't getting their pensions anymore.
So crazy.
I know, right? And so money is a real issue. Okay. It is a real issue. What do I do with it? And one of my investors is like, what are you doing giving it back to me? I need it to go to work. And I'm like, next deal. Yeah, I'll give you some deals. So I gotta, we got one right now. We're doing a 48 unit. So if you guys want to learn more.
So you don't have to just do wholesaling. There's other ways to invest. What are the 4 different ways to invest, Joanna? I know most people know this, but you might as well say it.
Well, so I train on how to wholesale, fix and flip, buy and hold, or money lend. Those are like the 4 things you get to choose from in real estate, period.
So everything somebody could just, if they didn't want to be in charge of toilets and rentals and all that stuff, they can just invest money and then earn money off their investments.
Exactly.
How risky is that?
It's pretty secure. Well, first of all, because it's against real estate. And depending on who you're partnering with. So for us, we're very conservative, right? Our 61 units in Missouri is already outperforming our pro forma that we wrote for it. And we wrote that conservatively. So our investors are super happy right now. And then the one in Alabama is the 40 units. We just closed on that not that long ago, and that's already looking and turning out well. I don't have exact numbers on that right now, but again, super conservative is what I'm trying to tell you. Some people are more riskier than others. That's all the point I'm trying to get across. And then some people are more conservative. So what is your risk tolerance is what I would ask you, and who you're going to partner with or be an LP, limited partner. An LP on a syndication has no responsibility. You don't get to tell me what color the property needs to be or, any of those things. If you don't want the tenants and toilet responsibility, you don't get the color and rehab responsibility either. So no intake from you, totally passive, and you could get either close to or double-digit returns.
Nice.
So those are fun. And a lot of people just come to me for that. They're just too freaking busy, and they're like, here, I have 50,000 or I 100,000.
And so how did you raise $1.4 million in 90 days for a multifamily? Is that because that's what we're talking about, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to give you guys a little history as to why and what and examples, right?
Yeah.
And so of what you can do, what I've done. And then when I was raising the 1.4 million, first of all, who here really wants to know this? Like, type in the comments what it is. What's the one thing you think is stopping you from raising capital? Type it in the comments, because that would be interesting to get feedback on and to help you guys. I'm live here. I'll answer any question. It's fine. But one of the number one things I hear is, I can't ask anyone for money. And that's exactly what I did. So if you want to know how I raised 1.3 million, is I asked him for money. And here's the thing is, it's in a position of an opportunity, not can I borrow and put in my pocket? Two totally separate things. And so when I'm on a call with someone, I'm asking them, like, are you liquid? How much money do you have to deploy? Are they registered? What have you invested in before? All of those things are points to understand them as an investor, so you know how to serve them. So this is still leading with a servant heart. I know I talk about that all the time in real estate. When you're talking to sellers, leading with a servant heart, you'll get more deals, right? Because you hear the problem and you can address it.
Mm-hmm.
Where most investors do is they go to a seller and they're like, hey, I'm going to give you like this lowball price, and if not, goodbye. And I'm like, you didn't even say hello or try to help this person.
Right.
And when you do try to serve and help, when you hear the story as to why they're selling, then you know how to position that deal. Well, same thing with raising capital. If you're talking with somebody, potential investor, understand their why. Where are they at? Why would they invest in real estate at all, much less you? But what are they looking for? And then you know how to best position them. And so one of the other things is this a type of deal that they would be interested, or is this a type of deal that they would be interested in? How do you know where to put them? And I think that's the number one mistake that most investors make when they're trying to raise capital. It's like, hey, I need money. But you didn't put it in a light that made it great for them.
And I think Adana said she's like, what's holding her back is convince a private lender.
Yeah. So I would say, let's take convincing out of your vocabulary and say, how can I showcase the benefits and what would be beneficial to this person? So when you have a conversation with that person, they're going to say, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need my money to make more than 8%. I need my money to go to work. It's sitting dormant. I have a 401k, but nobody's ever told me what I could do with it. I have an IRA. No one's ever told me what I could. If you can listen to where they're at, then you can say, this is what I see for you. And then they get to do it or not. There is no pressure in it all. We're going to let's replace the word of convince to tantalize.
Right. I love that word. What a great word. I think that's going to be my word of the day. Tantalize.
Tantalize. How can you tantalize? What makes it tantalizing to that person? What makes it sexy is something I've always said. We always want a sexy bottom line in our P&L statement. So why not in your real estate deal? That's why, hence the company name Bottom Line Wealth, right? Because the bottom line is we want a sexy bottom line. And the bottom line is real estate assets, and being an entrepreneur is how you pay next to zero in taxes. And so sometimes you might find that they have a tax problem. So they want to pay less in taxes. So here's how real estate can help you. And you just point it out to them, right? Because if someone has, and this is where some people get messed up, because we have money issues, right? We have our own money issues that we grew up with. And when we say things like,
pay nothing in taxes. That's one.
Yeah, paying nothing in tax, paying next to zero in taxes, legally, legitly. That's not a word.
It can be. Today it is.
But what I'm trying to say is most people are to get instead of giving, right? The more you give information on what they can do, you don't know until you do some fact finding, right? Like, what is it that you want? And how can we support you? And I invite you all to, if you want to fact find together and figure out how we can maximize your real estate, get you the capital that you need, whatever it is that you need. Like, let's just fact find, adjust your money, pay next to zero in taxes, any of those things that make sense to you, how to raise capital, which I'm going to be sending out a invite to a special class for raising capital if you guys are interested. But fact find with them, see where they're at. What is their pain point? What is it that they need? Do they need to put their money to work, or they're fine where it's at? Because if they don't need it, they're not going to do it. And there's no convincing.
Hmm.
I hope that helps with that answer, with that question.
It does. I think so. It does for me. I'm not sure. Maybe it does for Adana too. I'm sure she'll use the tantalizing language from now on. But I love the raising capital stuff, but if somebody wanted to do a 6-figure flip, what would that look like? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I really want to know that subject. I mean, gosh, some people, if they did one 6-figure flip a year, that would take care of them for the entire year, right? Like that could be a thing. So tell me more about that.
Yeah. So one of my students that has mastered this retired at age 28. And I say retired, meaning no longer having to work at all, because there's a system to this, right? And then also leveling up to the wealth strategies while you're in the system makes it even greater. But I'm not going to get into that today. There's more, I'm not going to go there. We can have a private conversation about that. Today, I want to focus on raising capital. When you're raising or looking for private money lenders for 6-figure flips that you want to do, a lot of it is when I go through my Ditch the Bank training, we go hard on understanding the market. Okay. When you can understand the market and know your numbers, it makes it a no-brainer for someone to go, shit, I want to work with you. I've got this here. Take it, make it double. I mean, it's that simple. What most people don't do is they don't do the work. They don't know their market. They have a brief idea. It's a good market. People are here, but they don't have all the details. And that's what I walk my students through is getting the nuances, because it doesn't matter what question is asked. You can answer it. Studying that market is key. Underwriting is key, whether it's a flip or syndication, anything. If you can't back that up, and I say this because one of the reasons I started coaching, Becky, was because wholesalers sucked.
That's funny.
They didn't understand the market. They didn't understand repairs. And they send you this, oh yeah, you can make 15,000 off this. And I'm going, first of all, that's too small of a margin. And then another one, I get, oh, you can make 80,000. I'm like, not even close. I might make 10 if you really did the numbers. And so that's why I started educating, is to help people underwrite. And
you nerded out on the numbers, Joanna?
I nerded out on the numbers.
Hey.
And
Sorry, that's funny because I'm a numbers nerd too. So
yeah,
yeah,
you're a freak in the spreadsheets, is what it is.
Not anymore. I have a money management system.
Oh,
Anyway.
that's right. That's right. Yep. So, so that is basically, if you can, and another thing about raising capital for multifamily is putting together a powerful pitch deck. And that's another thing I'm teaching my students to do is, if you can pitch the deal to where it makes sense to somebody.
The tantalizing deal?
The tantalizing deal.
Yay.
Yes.
Sorry.
And then the deal speaks for itself. And then it shows your credibility. And people say, well, I'm just getting started, Joanne. I don't have any credibility. It's okay. I didn't either when I first got started. My credibility came from doing it over and 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 over again, right? And I'm going to give you a quick story about an investor friend of mine that he was trying so hard to get his first property. And he was underwriting deals. He's like, if I just had money, I could do this deal. How many of you have ever said that? If I just had money, I could do this deal. It's awesome. And he would bitch to his friend. Okay, and I'm talking like complain big time. How can I can't get this started. And he came across the deal and he was running the numbers again. He goes, this is another hot deal. I wish I had money to be able to close on this. And his friend, after 6 months of watching him do it over and over and over and over and over again, said, hey, I have 250,000. Why don't we take this one down? People are watching. So act as if already by doing. over and over and over and over again. I can't stress that enough. Because when people see you doing the work, that's when they want to play with you. That's why most of the people play with me and put their money in my deals, because they see that I do the work. I'm a numbers nerd. I study the market. I do major deep dive research into the market. What's going on? What's going in there? Where's it been? How's it growing? What's the crime rate? All the things.
Is there a tree by the house?
You know me about trees. I can't stand them.
Right.
That's another story. But there's so many, but I have reasons for that, because I have a ton of experience that brought me to that.
So basically you're cutting through all the noise for people so they don't have to Google tube, and you're saying here, and even you in your class, in your course, you have a deal or no deal, and everybody looks at a deal together to make sure that it is a good deal or it's not a deal, and why it is and why it's not. And so I love that you keep people safe. That makes me happy.
Yeah, we poke holes at all the deals. And so how I raise my children, if you will, my students, is what are all the things that we could throw at it that make it not a deal?
Mm-hmm.
And what I see a lot of people doing is pushing to try and make it a deal. Hey, what can I do?
They're so excited. They want it to be a deal. They're getting into it, and then they lose 30 grand. No big deal. Let's rinse and repeat and do it again, right? But that could be somebody's life savings. That is a big deal. That can set them back however many years. And so you should take it seriously, all of it. Financial literacy and understanding money and understanding and maximizing how much you have coming in and going out is like a life or death thing. Like, who wants to work until they die? And most people, that is their financial plan. And why? How did we get there?
I'm not sure who thought that was an amazing idea.
Well, nobody thinks it's an amazing idea. They just don't know what to do instead.
Yeah, and so when you're in real estate, first of all, it totally satisfies my ADHD, okay? Because there's always something new to do. There's always something different to do, right? Like, I've been living off of real estate for 25 years. I still don't know it all. I'm always learning, and I'll be learning till I die. I'm packing that brain in, and I'm giving as much as I can back to regurgitate it to the world, because there's no sense keeping it to myself, number one. Number two, it's the ripple, the change that I want to see in the world. So the more I could put out there and help you guys rise and create your own economic independence, that's the change I want to see in the world. So instead of complaining about it, I'm doing something about it, right? Because we can complain until the cows come home. Just don't do it in my vicinity, because I'll walk out the door. Go do something about it, right? So, and we all have hard days. Becky and I have been on the phone before with some hard days, right? And hard is fine. Quitting's not an option, and complaining's not an option. So if you really want to get into real estate investing, learn how to raise capital, identify the markets, identify how to run the numbers, how to write a superior pitch deck, how to talk to people about money, and how to be limitless. Like, there's no reason. There's so much money. There's trillions of dollars out there just sitting there in retirement accounts that people don't know that there's a better avenue to put it into real estate, whether it's a flip or syndication, doesn't matter. Who has equity in their home that they could pull out and put in real estate to grow their wealth? We got all kinds of ways to support you, which is why I want to fact find with you. Just ask you some questions that lead you down the path. They go, here's what we see for you, right? And the more we could do that, again, we get to see the change that we want to see in the world by supporting. And then, of course, we have coaching that you can jump into for the long term, but definitely, like, understand and get what we're saying here. We give so much in these free services. Take it and run with it. If nothing else, take a nugget. Take just one little nugget from what we say today and go apply it in your life, and then see how you can make it work. You want to get there faster, then get coaching. Whether it's us or somebody else, I don't care. Just do something about it. That's my pet peeve. Just do something about it.
I always think when somebody says something like that, have you ever watched The Incredibles? It's a
Yeah.
Yes. And so in The Incredibles, there's this scene where the little kid's sitting in the driveway and he's watching the dad go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And he's staring at him every time he comes in the driveway. And he's like, "What do you want, kid?" And he's like, "I don't know. Do something." Anyway, I think about that. That's one of my little pep talks in my brain, is like telling me to do something. Yes. Anyway.
Put some pep in your step. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that is I'm like, I don't have enough hours in the day with all the stuff that I want to do. Like, I'm like crunching. I don't even turn on the TV because I got so much that I want to do. And it's gratifying to me. It's not like there's things like some people like to skydive. Other people say I would never do that in my entire life. Right. So pick what's right for you. But that cup just reminded me we're not promised tomorrow.
That's right.
And so make that decision today and jump on whatever it is you want to jump on. Again, if you want to call, that's fine. We can connect on that. But also, who here would be interested in, I'm going to do a raising capital course. And I need some guinea pigs, if you will.
Because basically raising capital would be for single family or multifamily. Technically, it would be learning how to build the connections and positioning yourself properly. Is that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So raising capital can be used for anything. So I belong to, I don't know if you guys know the buy nothing groups, where you literally buy nothing and they just trade stuff. Okay. I'm one of the admins in one of the groups in my local area. And she sent me a message and said her son had died and she was asking for donations, which is not, it's against the guidelines of buy nothing group, right? Because you can't mention money. And she goes, "Oh, well, I meant donations as in stuff." And I go, "Well, you need to be clear about that stuff." So being clear about what you say, and my heart goes out to her because she lost her son. However, you could even raise capital for whatever you need. She did not need to go to that length. It's a skill set you can use for anything that you need. I bring that up because it was like a half hour before our call. So
Joanna Thompson wants to know. She said so in the comments.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yay.
We'll reach out to you. We're going to drop something here that is really going to support you in. So in multifamily, we do what's called a pitch deck. Some of you may or may not know that, but I want to make sure everyone's on the same playing field. Putting together a pitch deck, if she could have done that in the Buy Nothing group, put together a pitch deck of stuff that was needed for this center that's supporting her in this, charity, it would have been different, right? It's all about the verbiage.
The tantalizing verbiage.
The tantalizing verbiage that has people throwing money at you. Right? And instead she got clicked as spam. The system automatically clicked her as spam.
Sure.
And you guys don't want to be clicked that way in person. That was just an example of that position. Like if you're standing in front of a room and you're saying, you're raising capital and your words come out like spam, and then half the room gets up and walks away and go, like,
I think this is the last nugget. I'm looking at my bullet points for today, and the how to make your real estate limitless is exactly what she just said. She said, learn to position yourself properly and speak the language, walk the walk, talk the talk, borrow Joanna's shield until you create a shield for yourself and teach others to do it. Like, man, she hit on everything. That's everything, is how are you positioning yourself in the market? And who are you networking with? And how are you, so you're getting all the details, right? But
Yeah.
she just said she's going to share something with us. So what's our treat?
So the treat is, and again, this is going to be like a course I'm going to send out to the public. This is private into my group right now. So you guys get first choice. All right. So if you're in here, you get first choice. It's going to be a $7,500 course, easily 10,000, but I'll make it 7,500. And today, if you guys want it, I'll drop it. I'll give you the information. We're letting it go for $997. It is from
Wow.
from the 21st till the 16th of December. You'll be with me every week, diving into all the nuances and stepping up. So if you can literally, it's just under 90 days. If you could pull 90 days together once a week, plus you get the support, what I call pocket coaching, right? Pocket coaching. It's an app on your phone so that you can ask me any questions. But to be able to position yourself and get the whatever capital you need, like learn to, it's literally raise your first million in 90 days. Like, who wants to raise their first million in 90 days? Right? So for super value price, $997. We have ways to work it out. Just give us a call if you really want to jump in. For some reason, it's an issue.
Didn't you say there's like a pretty cool payment plan on that?
There is. I'm not sure it's set up yet because it's brand spanking new. So
Fine. I was just curious.
yeah, we could make arrangements for you to get in, but I only want serious people. Okay, I only want serious people that are serious about building wealth in real estate. Number one, that are driven, coachable, and ready to do the work. Because this is a no-brainer. I have spent so much money learning all the systems in real estate over the years, multiple six figures, and a capital raising course. I mean, they start at 25,000. Okay, all the courses I've looked into, been a part of. It's a lot of money out there to teach people how to raise capital. And so I'm making this a no-brainer, a one-time offer for my group here. My group only, $997. You'll jump in, and we're going to deep dive into everything so that you're positioned. So no matter what you're raising capital for, it's tantalizing. And people want to throw money at you. All bells and whistles. How does that sound? Is there anything that you guys think that you needed? And you're going to help me build it too. So if there's something you need, we're going to add it. Anything you need, we're going to add it. Okay. So tracking, what to say, how to convince them, tantalize them into throwing money at you, and telling their friends. Oh my God. So Joanne told me, or is it Joanne or Donna in the comments?
Both. There's both.
Okay, cool. So, well, I wanted to say Joanne, but I'm like, people might think I'm saying me. So let's use Donna. So Donna, is, she's got this deal, or she's doing this thing. It doesn't even have to be real estate. Again, you can raise capital for anything, but we're going to focus on real estate because that's my jam. That's my 25 years. And oh my God, you want to get on this deal. It's double digits, or it's this, or it's that, or it's, we have a boutique hotel chain, a resort in the Dominican Republic that people are just jumping into because they get to own a resort. They get to, without all the drama, right? Nice. They get to own a boutique hotel chain without all the drama. And so the more you could talk to people about your deal, they're going to refer friends. Hey, I got on this. You might want it. You want this. And I'll teach you guys how to do that.
Totally want to be in on the Dominican Republic with you, Joanna. We can go have fun in the sun.
Absolutely. I think we're going to go there in January. So we've decided we're going to spend the new year in our resort this January. So
yay.
Little getaway with the hubs.
Nice.
Hey, we got a place to stay. Why not? Right?
Of course.
We own the dating place. But there's several things that you guys get to do by doing this, and you'll get first dibs or first insight of each deal. Our winning pitch deck that gets people throwing money at you because it's tantalizing, right? And then once you get past your first one, it's a whole lot easier to do the second one. This is why a lot of people don't ever start, is because the first one's hard. You don't know how to position it. It's quonky, and and you're not sure, and you're just like, so I'm going to walk you past that, so that the next one, now you have a list of people that you can go to and go, here's our next deal. You missed the first one, here's the second one. Or you got in the first one, here's the second one. Whatever the verbiage needs to be, right? We'll set you up for that. Okay? Because when someone has money, they have more money later too. Or they know people with more money, one of the two. So you want to tell everybody about it. And then there's 506B and 506C rules and regulations. Well, we're going to tighten that up so that you do not mess with the SEC and you stay compliant. That is a huge one. I see it all the time out there, that people are not being compliant with the SEC. So we want to keep you safe. We want to put the bumper pads on down the bowling alley so you never hit a gutter ball, right? We lead you down for straight turkey. Awesome. So any other questions that you guys have for me? Did I miss anything, Becky?
No, I think you hit on all 3 points very well. And so I'm super excited. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. And I hope that it tantalizes people to want to move forward faster. And I know it has for me. Even us just sitting here and talking, I'm like, oh, I want to do this 90-day course and see what I could do. You know what I mean? And just walk through it and show everybody what you can do in 90 days, just in time for Christmas. Why not start the new year right? Why not go ahead and get this stuff going? Because again, you're not promised tomorrow, and you don't know what kind of, like most people, because I'm in the credit space and I help people with money management, and most people that come to me and we do fact finding to see what their story is, what they want, where they want to scale their life. They want to make sure their family's taken care of. They want to leave a legacy. And so if you only knew how dialed in of a plan that Joanna and I have for you, you would be falling all over yourself to make this happen. And so if you want to know more about that, make sure to get on Joanna's calendar so that we can dial the whole picture in for you, because real estate's just one piece of what we've got for people. And then we've got some other pieces that we put with it that just amplify, makes your financial portfolio more tantalizing to a point that I didn't even know it existed. And now that I do, whenever I figured it out, I'm like, oh, okay, now I know why why my dad had me, why it was so important to me to dial that in. And now I have the answer for everybody else. And so it really is my soul life's mission to amplify real estate investing on the peanut butter side and or chocolate side, and peanut butter is Becky, and we go together. And anyways, so
I love it. Yeah. So again, we have the path to help you create passive income. And again, it's no longer a luxury. It's becoming a necessity. And we give you an easy path to get there. So we're taking this small chunk of how to raise capital in a very large capacity. Get to how to raise your first million is our goal for you. So if you're ready to raise your first million, type in the chat there. My team will circle back, get you the deets so that you can sign up. Okay. It is just one nuance. It's like this big of all the stuff that we offer. And I'm not here to overwhelm you or confuse you. I'm just saying there's a plan that we follow, that we help people follow, so they no longer have to rely on a job, family, government, side hustles, burnout, so that you get to change your life. So I look forward to connecting with you all. and going through the Raising Capital course with you and being able to help you get to your first million. If you have any questions, let us know, and we'll see you in the next Sunday service.
Yay.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I'm ending it somewhere. Hold, please.